Hi everybody, it's Lindsay from Flashcard. Today I'd like to talk to you about flashcards as part of your revision prep. So there are lots of different ways that you can make flashcards. Almost everybody has heard of them. Some people use them really effectively. Some people think, oh, just write some random facts on a card and that'll do. And other people have no idea what to put on a card and are really put off with the idea. So you can make your own card. So for physics equations, I would recommend making something like this. So this is the equation for momentum. I've given the units at the top for each thing. I've given the symbols and then the word version down here. And I've got a little bit of information about how to use this equation at the bottom. So I've got a definition on there. And on the back, I have the linked equation for total momentum. So if I was making equation flashcards, that's the sort of thing I would include. The word and symbol equation, the definition, the units required, because there are specific units for certain things, and if you don't convert, your answers are completely wonky. That can be really helpful. There are 33 equations in physics. 30 of those are more commonly used than all 33. Of those 30, 22 of them we expect students to know, and some of the others are given in the exams. So you are given just the basic equation and you don't have anything to do with it. So you need to know what symbol recommends for what. So something like this can be really helpful. You might have oodles of them. I have a whole stack on physics equations here. Another thing you might have is one for working out maths things. So this is something that a student taught me because they learned it last year. Cherry pies are delicious, apple pies are too. So circumference equals pi d. Sorry, going wrong the way. And a is pi r squared. So the mnemonic helps you to remember the different things that you are looking for in those two equations, both linked to circles. And the pi usage is because it is the pi term that we use in the equation. However, for a lot of students, making flashcards is time consuming, and knowing what to put on a flashcard is really tricky. How much information do we include? There's a fact. My teacher told me that was important, but is it more or less important than this bit? And this is like an extra bit of information. Do I need that if I'm aiming for grade 9s or not really? So that can be quite tricky. So one of the things that I've come across recently are these, which are revision question cards. And I've had some students say, question cards, but I don't know the answers, so what's the point? And the point is that the answers are on the other side of the card. So these are great if you are wanting to work with somebody and test each other. Or if you have a parent or a friend who can test you on something, it's really helpful. But the most important thing for me is that these questions are tailor-made to help you learn the key information for the topic. So they're not just random questions. They are things that actually help you when you go to answer an exam question. So this is card 31, investigating respiration. They look like this. They have some key questions at the top box and some extra information at the bottom here. And then on the back they have some recommended answers. So the question is, name a substance you could use to show that carbon dioxide is being released by respiring seeds. The test for carbon dioxide comes up in biology as well as chemistry. In chemistry, we pretty much always teach lime water. Lime water goes cloudy in the presence of carbon dioxide because calcium carbonate floats in the liquid when it's formed. But in biology, we teach hydrogen carbonate indicator. And hydrogen carbonate indicator is orange as a liquid. If you bubble or breathe carbon dioxide into it, then it will go yellow as the concentration increases, but it will also go purple if the concentration decreases. So for respiration, you're looking for the colour change going to yellow because carbon dioxide is a waste. But for photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is being removed, you would expect the concentration to decrease and therefore it would go purple. So on the investigating respiration card, it gives you the relevant fact, orange to yellow, but on the photosynthesis card, it gives you the information about it turning purple as well. The other question on this card is how will the temperature change in a vacuum flask that contains respiring seeds? So one of the key things about respiration is that it releases energy, and some of that energy is transferred by heat, and therefore the temperature will increase. So if you are learning that key fact, it's on the back of the card if you're not sure, and it's a really quick reminder. The other section on the card is a little bit longer, so it's a more exam style question. Well, how would you expect the percentage of carbon dioxide to have changed in the beaker over time if it's got live wood lice in it for 2 hours? Well, we're hoping that the wood lice are going to respire, and respiring means that the carbon dioxide is going to increase as the oxygen decreases, and then the temperature is going to increase because there is respiration happening, which is transferring energy. And on the back it tells us something like that without the tongue whoopsie. It also has a question about the variables and the controls that you would have for the experiment, which is particularly important pardon me, because studying the variables, being able to say which variable is which, is something that comes up really regularly. So a control variable in this experiment would be to have another test tube, but to have no wood lice or to have dead wood lice in it to show that only living animals respire and cause a change in energy temperature. So that's something that's important. So those cards, you can get them for biology, chemistry and physics for several different exam boards. So the main ones are Edexcel and AQA in England, so those are the ones that seem to come up most often. They're made by a company called CGP, and you can buy them directly from their website or you can buy them on Amazon. The boxes are £9.80 something, roughly, so they're not going to break the bank, and they are going to cover all of the key questions of the course so that you have time to fully revise that knowledge between now and the exams in May. So if you want to have ready-made flashcards for science, something like that is really good. And I think, sorry, just behind Jeff's skeleton here, I have a set for history. So these are specifically for the superpower relations and Cold War subtopic in history. This is quite a popular one. And again, very similar, they have a little bit of information and they have some questions. So the first card here is all about the Grand Alliance, and it covers the 3 main conferences that occurred and how the Grand Alliance formed and how it changed over time. So we have Tehran and the Yalta on that side and the Potsdam Conference on this side. And it's got some key facts at the bottom, giving you the kind of highlights of that piece of information. So if you're looking at fitting in a lot of information, and I don't know whether you can see, but there's a lot of cards and there's quite a chunk of information on each of these. So there's a lot of things that you can get help with. They're available for most subjects, and I find that they can take a lot of the stress out of trying to make useful revision notes when you don't really know what you're doing. The other option is to use a flashcards app, and you can go in and type the information that you want, and it will put it into a flashcard style, and then a lot of them have the option to save to your computer or to hit print. And then you can get somebody else to question you on them. So that's really helpful. So yeah, just a little mini video about flashcards. I suppose it's not a mini video because it is a whole video in itself, but this is part of a series that we're doing about revision. So this is the one on flashcards. So I hope that helps. If you get stuck with how to make a flashcard, or you don't know what you're looking for in terms of which set to get or where to get them from, then send me a message and I can try and point you in the right direction. Thanks very much. Bye.